Hi everyone, in today's video we are visiting Animal Kingdom. This is the last of the Disney parks that I will be visiting on my trip. I did not visit Epcot, but I have visited that in the past before. Animal Kingdom has a safari and my friend suggested if I plan on doing it, get there first thing in the morning because that's when the animals are most active. Otherwise they tend to nap throughout the day. So I did exactly that. Animal Kingdom opens up at 8 a.m. and that's exactly when I arrived.
Now hippos will spend the majority of their day fully submerged in the water. And the animals with the really thick horns that are closer to us, those are Ankole cattle. Now sable antelope, they are going to live 17 to 18 years out in the wild. And they're super territorial animals, so in the instance of choosing between fight or flight, they are definitely going to choose to fight. Now those Ankole cattle, they are also going to be known as Watusi cattle after the people who first domesticated them. Those horns will grow to about 3 to 4 feet in length, and although
for a brief moment we got stuck on the safari because there was an animal in the road. Although it wasn't in front of our truck, it was somewhere up yonder, but it was cool because we got to see certain animals longer and we even got to see these elephants in a tussle. I got to learn a ton of interesting facts about animals along the way, which speaking of, did you guys know a lion can nap anywhere from 16 to 20 hours a day, which makes this next part that much more special.
wow, perfect timing. Oh, she's Miss Girl.
That ostrich had everybody laughing on the truck. But back to the lion, how cool was that? Not only was he awake, but he also roared for us. I couldn't help but laugh because it was almost like he was performing, but he was so tired. So it went from like a roar to a roar, roar, roar. All right, I'm gonna go lay down now. After the safari ride, we headed across the park and we went to Avatar Flight of Passage because the wait lines kept fluctuating and we got a window where it was a 60-minute wait compared to like a 140-minute wait. I just want to preface this ride by saying it is a simulation ride, which means you're on a contraption. You're supposed to be riding one of those like water, dragon, bird things, whatever you want to call it. But think of it like soaring from Epcot. It's that same idea, but a little more intense because you're going to swoop down, swoop up. So it's not a smooth gliding ride, but instead of more fast paced, even though you don't technically move anywhere. And for my thoughts of the ride and the experience itself, I loved it, but the thing that killed me was the glasses. They make you wear these 3D glasses and it really hurt my nose for some reason. They were not comfortable. My boyfriend said the same thing and they kind of made him feel motion sickness. I'm so surprised though because I feel like the glasses just aren't necessary. I mean, obviously you have to wear them because when you take it off, everything is blurry. But going back to the Star Wars ride, I felt like I was in the galaxy and I didn't need glasses for that. Everything was just so crystal clear, like it was believable. I almost wish they used that same technology for this ride. And I'm pretty sure I read online that you're supposed to be misted when you go through this tidal wave thing. I never did get misted, so if you've been on this ride, is that true? And my boyfriend thought he smelled like the smell of forest at one point. I also didn't smell that, so I don't know if I just got unlucky or what. But still, when I ignored that my nose was killing me and that, you know, the glasses kind of make you motion sickness, I love the effects, I love the colors, I love the idea, I love the feeling of when you swoop down on this thing. Realistically, if I could live in a world that was this beautiful with that much saturated colors, I would do it in a heartbeat. So I do really like the ride. I would ride it again in a heartbeat. I just really wish they used that same technology from Star Wars because I'm still mind blown with that. That was so awesome. So after we finished the Flight of Passage, there's another Avatar ride right next to it. I think it's more of a boat ride and you get to appreciate the colors and lights around you. But by the time we were done with Flight of Passage, the other Avatar ride, its wait line was over 100 minutes. So we're like, we'll go check out Dinosaur and maybe that wait line will come down. It never did though, so we never got to go on the other Avatar ride. So if you've done that one, let me know how it is because I did really want to go on it. It might also be worth mentioning that a majority of the day, Mount Everest, which is the main coaster of Animal Kingdom, was shut down. I'm not saying that because I wanted to go on it, because I definitely did not, but all of those people who would be going on that coaster are then going on all these other rides, so it increased wait times everywhere. For instance, the wait time to get on this dinosaur ride was 60 minutes compared to its usual, which I think is around 15 minutes, maybe even 20 when I was checking the app previously. Okay, so my thoughts of this dinosaur ride. I didn't like it. It's very jerky. A lot of the times it's all dark. It kind of reminded me of, oh my goodness, Space Mountain. It reminded me of Space Mountain, how I'm like trying to open my eyes big, thinking like, what's wrong? Why can't I see anything? Because everything's just dark. And at one point it goes left, right, left, right. Like it literally says that out loud as it's jerking you in this car back and forth. And I just felt so bad for my boyfriend because he already felt motion sickness from Flight of Passage. And then I brought him on this ride and I had no idea. I didn't know what to expect. So he didn't feel well after this ride. He had a headache. He was not feeling good. On a positive note though, while we were on the dinosaur ride, Mount Everest did open up again. So we decided to walk by there just to watch other people on that roller coaster. I do think the concept behind Mount Everest is really cool though. I mean, while on that coaster, you're going up, 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 and you come to the edge of Mount Everest. And so you're all the way up in the sky. And basically the idea is your track is ended, like it broke and stuff. And all of a sudden you shoot backwards, but you're not going down the same track because the track has switched without you knowing. So the overall idea and execution, 10 out of 10. If I wasn't such a wimp, I would ride it. But until then, I will live vicariously through all those who are adventure seekers. One thing I really like about all these different shops in Disney is I noticed that there are different ones depending on what ride you get off of. So if you get off of Mount Everest, you can get a Mount Everest backpack. And let's say you're in Hollywood Studios and get finished riding Slinky Dash roller coaster, you can go get Toy Story merchandise right as soon as you get off the ride. And that same merchandise you can't get at the other parks. So I like that there are certain items that are specific to the park that you're visiting. And as I finish up window shopping in the store, we then headed over to Jungle Trek, I believe it's called. There's also a self-guided tour with gorillas, but we figured with the time of day it was that most likely all the gorillas would be napping, which speaking of, look at this little guy, and wouldn't you know it, he's napping. Even though we didn't get to see too many animals, the whole walk itself is just relaxing. You're surrounded by all this greenery, all these trees are overhead. It's just open and nice. And as you continue walking, there's a bird aviary section. So you walk through and all the birds are surrounding you. So there's no cages, no barriers. It's you and birds. Now for us, it's definitely been a long day, so we were starving. So we decided to leave Animal Kingdom and not eat on premises, but instead go have some Italian food at this one place called Little Italy, which is closer to the resort that we were staying at. And funny enough, it's literally right next door to Charlie's Steakhouse, which is the first restaurant we ate at the very first day that we had came. So to start off, we got some fried mozzarella with some marinara to dip it in. It was so good. The breading was light and crispy. The cheese, it just pulled apart. I really liked the sauce also. I'm thankful they only put 2 on that plate because if they put more, I would definitely continue eating it. For my main entree, I got chicken parm with linguine on the side. Everything tasted delicious. I really do like their sauce here. It's not too sweet, not too acidic. It's like a perfect balance. And the chicken had great flavor and texture also. It wasn't overcooked, it wasn't dry. I couldn't eat everything though because they definitely give you a lot of food here. And since we leave tomorrow morning, you know I had to save room for just one more pina colada from the resort's bar and grill restaurant. Alright guys, well thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want, feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye friends.